everyone. In this third class, we are going to talk about something that is very important in the tango experience, in the tango dancing. It is the CRUZADA. There is a lot of confusion.
Which means cross.
Which means
CRUZADA.
cross, definitely. There is a lot of confusion in the tango community out there when it comes to the CRUZADA. I'm going to explain a little bit what is happening. You lead a lady, some ladies, to the CRUZADA, they do this. This is not a CRUZADA. I'm not going to name anybody, just like I said in the first video. I'm not naming anybody. But if you are out there teaching the CRUZADA, teaching this as the CRUZADA, please correct yourself. Now let's go into the logic of the CRUZADA. What is the CRUZADA? The CRUZADA is a step. Now, what I just said is a premise. If you don't agree with the fact that the CRUZADA is a step, then we cannot really communicate with each other. The CRUZADA is a step. It's a step, therefore, all the things that make a step must apply. There is one major thing in what a step is. What is it? It is a switch of weight. This is a step. This is a step. This is not a step. And that's what some ladies do when they do this. They go to the cross, they do this. This is not a step. Where is the step? The step occurs at the switch of weight. You switch the weight to the other foot and you stay in the cross. This foot now doesn't have weight. Okay? I'm going to have Oshada explain how she does her cross to the ladies.
Okay, so the cross is led, but when you come into the cross, when you come into the CRUZADA, you're coming in, and as soon as you come in, it doesn't become the actual step until the weight shifts.
And when you switch weight, you see that she did not break her cross. In other words, she didn't do this. After the switch of weight, she didn't do this.
No.
Ladies, the CRUZADA is one of the places where you look gorgeous. Don't break the CRUZADA. Stay in the cross. The cross occurs at the switch of weight. If you don't switch weight, you're not in the cross. For the guys, we do the cross too. When she does the cross, what do? We do our cross from the back. You switch weight to the other foot so that now you can walk, you can keep walking. In fact, when we lead in the CRUZADA, there is such thing in tango as to confirm the CRUZADA of the lady. How do you confirm the CRUZADA of the lady? You switch weight. You can switch weight. You can take her to the cross, switch weight with her, or you can take her to the cross and simply connect and switch weight. But you have to switch weight. If you don't switch weight, her CRUZADA will be incomplete. She's going to feel that she's in two places. Okay? So we are going to, let me summarize again. This is not a cross. This is a cross. Okay? And that's what we are going to, I'm going to lead Oshada and do the cross, have her do the cross, and do my own cross. I know that this is some people might feel the need to debate. There is no debate. It's like, it is equivalent of somebody saying to you, you know, the earth is not flat. The earth is round. And because you were so used to thinking that the earth is flat, you said, no, the earth is flat. Okay, if the earth is flat, then you are going to be in contradiction with the cosmos, with the entire cosmos. Okay? The earth is not flat. So the CRUZADA is a step. And as a step, all the things that make a step must be there. In other words, the upper body counter position must come into play. Yes. If you're switching weight, your upper body counter position comes into play. Okay? So I'm going to lead my partner into the cross, and I'm going to execute the cross myself. We're doing it in an open embrace so that you see everything that we're doing. Do one more time so that you see everything that we're doing. I'm purposefully creating a situation here. And I'm going to be here so that you see what I'm creating. I created an offsetness. So what is the definition of the cross? What is the function of the cross in tango?
Good question.
The cross is the tool of realigning the partners. In other words, for the cross to occur, there ought to have been what? An offsetness. If there's no offsetness, you don't have the space to create the cross. It's just that simple. There's an offsetness, and you correct that by creating the CRUZADA, the cross. And it brings the two partners back in front of each other. And sometimes it can happen with a little angle, but it's okay. That angle, the two of you are in the new angle, therefore you're still in front of each other. Okay? So, one thing important for the guys, you have to confirm her cross by switching weight with her, because it's a new step that she is actually executing. Okay? So, let me do it one more time. And I'm going to give you another detail for the guys. So, I'm walking with her. And because we are in the Pat Milonga, you see, this is the offsetness. I want to bring her back in front of me. You see, we are now back in front of each other. When you take the lady to the cross, remember that she has her knees crossed. Don't be in a rush to take her to the next place. Invite her first so that she can disentangle her knees before you send her to her new step. A lot of the times, ladies in tango, they complain about the fact that the guys are rushing into the cross. It's like before she has actually settled into the cross, they are going to the new place.
To be in this place, right? And just, enjoy this spot.
Yeah.
It's okay. Before you disentangle.
Yeah. Don't rush. That invitation, the compression is very important. When she is in the cross, it is important that she be able to disentangle before she can go to the next place. Okay? So that's one detail we wanted to bring to your attention. So we went over the definition. So from now on, you know that the CRUZADA, it is the tool to realign the partners. It's not some kind of a choreographic thing that somebody came up with. No, it has a function. The good thing about tango, my first teacher was saying that it's very logical. We don't do anything in tango that is not within the logic thinking. In other words, it is one element logically mixing up with another element, logically mixing up with a third, the fourth, the fifth element. So much so that you could, if one element is not working well, you can isolate the element, fix it, put it back, and the whole thing would work. Tango is not a place of belief. No, it is actually scientific. I'm encouraging, especially the guys, let the masculine energy, the masculine side of you must also awaken the scientific side. I'm not saying that ladies are not scientific, but I'm saying that for us in order to function, you have to be logical. Everything that you do in tango must be logical. So that somebody asks you, why did you do that? You should be able to say, I did it because A, B, C, D, E. It should be clear. It's not like, I believe. No, it's not a place of belief. It's a place of being logical, logically laying out things.
Just like on the verse side, following with power is really trusting that intuition, is really owning that feminine aspect and following it and being with that. And in that, being present to that, you end up being very powerful in your walking.
Okay, we are now going to reintroduce something that at Tango Magdalena some years ago we introduced, and that was the cross to the other side of the body. Everybody does the cross with the left crossing over the right. Is there a law that says that you can never cross the front over the left? There is no such law. And as a dancer, you are a creative being. Nobody says to you that you can only cross with the left over the right. No, if you are a free being and you are an artist, because coming to tango, the tango is an art, the art of walking. Through that art of walking, you should be free to cross the right over the left. How do you do it? Well, that's a different issue. We can share with you, we can show you how you do it. But in principle, there is no law that prevents you from doing it, right? I want us to be on the same page, okay? So we are going to reintroduce that aspect. We call it initially salida con loco. Loco, L-O-K-O, not the loco, L-O-C-O, which means crazy, disturbed in Spanish, but we say salida con loco, L-O-K-O. That L-O-K-O comes from the Cameroonian language, Cameroonian popular talk. What is a loco in Cameroon? A loco in Cameroon is a swagger. I'm walking normally. Now I'm going to walk with some loco. That's a loco. It's like showing off a little bit.
In the old school American context, we call it a pimp walk. Kind of with a swagger attitude.
Okay. So initially, when we introduced salida con loco, it was like this. Then I will take my partner here and here. You see that she crossed to the other side. She's crossing right over left. As we said, there is no law that says that you shouldn't do it. Yes, you can do it. Now she's crossing the other way. You see that opens a possibility. Right? It opens a new possibility. A dancer is a free being. Sorry. Okay. There you go. Okay. Now, there is a difference between the CRUZADA of the beginner and another CRUZADA, which is the CRUZADA of the advanced. What happened there when I opened the apertura, there was a place where the CRUZADA of the advance really is close to something else. Okay, I'm going to explain that to you so that everything is clear. In the CRUZADA of the beginner, we use a lot of space on the floor. Look, I am really using a lot of space on the floor. But if you are in a packed milonga, you cannot do that because you don't have that extra space to do it. How do you do the CRUZADA? You do the CRUZADA almost on the same spot. And you do that by using, I'm going to say, the side step. But in reality, what I'm talking about, that step is called the apertura. Because there's a difference between the side step and apertura. We will explain that to you when we do a video on the media vuelta. Because the media vuelta is what we've been teaching since 2000. In the San Francisco Bay Area, we taught the media vuelta. We were the only ones talking about the media vuelta. So many students kept saying to JP, but you're the only one talking about the media vuelta. Let me tell you a little bit about the media vuelta. My first teacher taught me the media vuelta. I did not know that there was something called the media vuelta. And I imagined that everybody out there was learning the media vuelta.
And what does the media vuelta mean?
Media vuelta is half of the circle, but we'll get there when we do another video introducing these things. But let me go back to the CRUZADA here, okay? The CRUZADA of the intermediate and advanced people. If the lady is sent to the side step, to the apertura, and you send her away from you. You see how I'm sending her away from me? But if she tries to walk, she's going to realize that there is no space. I'm not actually opening my shoulder. So when she goes there, if you quickly turn her, she's going to cross and face you. So, it is apertura, I turn her so that she faces you. You see that we can do a CRUZADA on the same spot. And we can do many. We can do several, as you can see. We can actually do long CRUZADA on the same spot. So, she's on the other side. We are in the back milonga. I can just do this and take her to the cross right here on the same spot. As you can see, we are realigned. Okay? All right? Unless you want to add something, want to move?
No, that the cross of the intermediate on the same spot is real fun. As he takes you around and again, it's staying in the moment, staying present with just being there. That is okay. Your feet aren't gonna get tangled up because sometimes it feels like that. What I would say is that if that does happen, since tango is step by step, don't stress it too much, because if something happens in that one step, the next step you can, it's okay, because it's one step at a time.
By the way, what Oshala just said, it reminds me of something that it's good to say in the context of this class. Tango is an improvisation. Yeah, you guys are improvising. Therefore, places where there might be a misunderstanding can occur. Okay? It's not a big deal. You are improvising. Just you can catch something and make it work. There is no wrong step in tango if you know where you are. It's a promenade. So if you expected her to arrive to her right foot, for instance, and she arrives on the left instead, don't be frustrated. Catch that opportunity, create something else. She's walking, and she's the center of the dance. Dance with her as if she's not making any mistake. Whatever step she gives you, you take that step and create something else. But we are going to go more into that when we actually delve into the media vuelta, because the media vuelta, it is what gives you the opportunity, the way, the tool to actually improvise. Everybody agrees that tango is an improvisation, but immediately right after that affirmation, people are out there teaching 8 counts. What is the 8 count? The 8 count is one of the, how can I put it, my God, without being insulting? It is like a prison where you're locking up a dancer. The 8 count is ridiculous. The 8 count could have been composed in 10 steps, 10 counts, or 12 counts. But we will get there when we go to the improvisation.
So what I do want to say before we end about improvisation is that, so for those of us that are used to improvising and just dancing, right? That we think of that as improvisation, and it's true, but we're improvising in a couple context. So for those of us that are used to doing solo dancing, improvising in a couple context is a different place to improvise, and that's where the technique comes in. So even though it's a dance of improvisation, you're improvising together. So what I would say is have compassion with each other as you're dancing. As Jean-Pierre says, if you miss one step, if you think that the follower or the feminine energy was going to do something else and something else happened, the next step, you correct it as you go. So it is an improvisational dance, but it's an improvisational dance together.
All right. We wish you an excellent day or excellent evening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next video.